Yo, let me tell you something about DistroKid. DistroKid is a service that musicians use to put their music on online stores and streaming services. These services include iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, and many more for a measly $20 a year. Now, if you use my affiliate link at the bottom, you can get yourself a 7% discount. So you know what you gotta do.
Hello everybody, and hello Teresa.
Hi Dean.
How are you doing?
I'm very good, and you?
I'm absolutely fantastic. I've had a wonderful day.
I'm glad you're here.
Thank you so much for the opportunity once again.
Well, thank you for having me.
You had me, let's be honest. It's such an honor and it's such a privilege. I'm sitting here looking at these long lists of credentials and all of the things that you've done in your life, and it's really amazing. I just want to start off by saying that.
Thank you so much.
You are such an influential, such an amazing person, and it really shows.
Well, thank you for saying that.
It's just a pleasure. Let me get into this. Winner of 24 beauty titles. I mean, wow. That is just amazing in itself. Former Miss SA, and that is the big one. You have won Dirty Dancing, if I'm not mistaken. And you...
No, it's not. Definitely not Dirty Dancing.
Wait,
I
wish.
It is Strictly Come Dancing.
Strictly Come
That's
Dancing,
right.
that is the one. I'm so sorry for that. And yes,
well, it's close.
like I say, there's just so many. Best body, best face, best dressed, audience votes as winner, judges votes as winner, best book award, business awards, charity awards, 10-year contract with Pageantry magazine. Wow. I mean, offers at film roles. There's just so many. And it seems, that you have a few businesses as well. And that's really what our podcast goes about. We're all about the business side of life. And we want to get a little bit of an insider on where you started and how you became Teresa.
Well, business is tough.
Yeah.
Especially today. In order to be successful in business, you must have some sort of investment that gives you the opportunity to go into the businesses that you like. Now, pageantry gave me that platform. Pageantry is a sport. It's actually an Olympic sport.
Yes.
It's not all about beauty and hair and body and books, but it's also about the skill set that you bring to the table. And then, of course, how you develop your platform that you have. And by saying that, to develop a platform, you must be booked by people.
Yes.
And people only pay when there is value to that title. And the first value for me came when I won Mrs. South Africa, because then I could charge them a fee for doing presentations or functions or bookings or speeches. And from there, I built up a cash flow, which gave me the opportunity to start businesses. But if you are clever, you will never use your own money to start our businesses. Make sure your credibility is 100% at the bank and start from there.
I just feel that it's so amazing that you are your own asset. That is the amazing thing about this.
Your young people today call it brand building.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
that's actually great.
It is.
To have a brand that you can work with.
Especially if your brand is you.
Because, well, thank you.
Yes.
That definitely opens doors for a person. If more than only you know yourself and you have the opportunity to walk into a business boardroom and the people know who you are, that definitely puts you in a advantage.
Yeah, it'll put you in a different category.
Absolutely. And what's important from this, and the reason why I'm saying that, you don't need to be in pageantry to be noticed. Not at all. You can make a difference wherever you are, in your community, because that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Your community is built up by your local entrepreneurs and local businesses.
100%.
They take hands, they join in. So your first newspaper article by building your brand is in a regional local newspaper.
100%.
And that is where you start. And from there, everything will get bigger and bigger as the time go by. And that helps you when you want to join into business ventures and you need financial income or you need a partner for that matter. It makes it easier. But also by starting young and developing that skill set. Remember, Dean, to communicate with people, to negotiate with people is a skill.
It really is.
That you can't get from a book,
It
or
really
you
is.
don't learn it at school or
It really
university. That is something that you have to teach yourself.
And confidence is such a big thing as well.
Yeah.
And
Confidence.
I think maybe for you, the pageantry and the modeling really it gave you that sense of confidence and that sense of worth. Because I always say to people, on a previous podcast, I did say having a job and working for someone is developing someone else's dream, creating someone else's dream come true.
That's so true.
And I always say to people, what do you value yourself as? And what do you value yourself at? And that's really being able to take a dream, being able to take inspiration and turning it into something that is uniquely you, and working towards something that is only you and for you. And I've always believed that even though you start small, even though you start from the bottom, it'll always be better to work for yourself in the sense of if it goes wrong, it's you. If it goes right, it's you. But you are pretty much the rudder that steers your ship, and that's always what I've tried to do in my life. And
for me, it's not only value. Many things add value to your life, and you can add value to other people's life. For me, the most crucial thing is success is a choice.
It is.
You can decide to be successful and go for that.
Yeah.
The second thing is it's important who you surround yourself with.
Exactly.
Surround yourself with successful people, and they will influence you in a positive manner.
And they challenge you.
They
really
and
do.
And they will help you to succeed by just sit and listen to them. You can learn a lot, and by apply the basic principles of business. First of all, take care of your money. Don't spend your money unwisely.
100%.
If you live above your means, then you will always be in trouble. Do not spend your money when it goes well with you. That is the time when you're safe, because bad days is always coming. You never know what lies ahead. But at the end of the day, when you surround yourself with positive people, good vibes, good life.
It is true.
And if you are a positive person, you will attract positive stuff that will come into your life. And what you say, your tongue is your biggest enemy in life.
Can be your greatest asset as well, though.
On a spiritual level, it is important to condition your mind to think positive.
It's true.
Because when you condition your mind to think positive, positiveness will come from your mouth, and then positiveness will come to you. And that's very important. The next thing that I haven't mentioned, which is maybe the most important thing, is to write down what you want to accomplish.
It's true.
You must have a business plan.
100%.
Because many times you start with a project and then halfway through it, you think to yourself, but this was never my idea.
That is so true.
And that is the problem.
It's like we're sharing a mind, because I always say to people, guys, make sure your business plan is on point. Because people lie. Ideas seem extravagant in the beginning, but then when you sit down and you crunch the numbers,
that's correct.
Numbers do not lie. 1 + 1 would always be 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The advantage that the young people have today is the online circuit.
Yes.
Now you have access to the rest of the world, which gives you a much bigger chance to succeed.
True. But you know what I've also found is, and the reason why I started this podcast is because so many of my friends and so many of my acquaintances had these beautiful ideas, and they just did not know how to implement them. And that's one of the saddest things, because like you say, we have so much knowledge at our exposure. And at our fingertips, but there's so few people that actually knows how to put it in practice. And that's why I started this podcast, interviewing people like you and getting the real how-to guide on how to be successful in a certain field. And I feel like, you know, everyone's got their own journey and everyone's got their own path to success, but it really starts with yourself. It really starts at home. And I feel like everything that I've heard today tells me that you're a very family-orientated person. Your son Jamie is an amazing model and he's doing some amazing things, but it always comes across that if one of us shine, all of us shines, you know, and if one does well, we all do well.
Yeah, there's a saying, you can't reach the top of a hill if you don't take your friends and family alone.
It's true.
Because on top can be very alone.
Oh, yeah.
But what I will tell your friends is to find a mentor.
Yes.
And then to have a sit down with a mentor and put everything that they want on paper. And from there, they can start step by step putting it into practice.
Yes.
It's the only way, and hard work. Even for Jamie, nothing ever came easy for him.
Yeah.
You know, even when he was at school, his dream was to be this cricket player, a good cricket player, which he was. But when his friends were done with cricket, he will go and he will have a lesson with a coach. And then he will start his private sessions in order to become the player that he wants to be, that he put it out in his mind. And that is with everything in life, is you have to decide what level of accomplishment you want and what steps you must take.
How much are you willing to put in?
And how much are you willing to put in to get there? And if you have clarified that in your mind, the sky will be the limit.
He's a very fortunate boy because just like you and Jamie, I had a mother that was very driven and very ambitious, and my father as well. So I always had that example set for me in my life, and I always had very ambitious parents, and I was just so grateful in my life that, and this it comes down to I've been watching this podcast, Rich Dad Poor Dad, by Robert Kiyosaki, and he really said it in a true sense that my father never said to me I couldn't do something. My mother as well. There was never a dream that was too big. There was never a project that was unreachable. It was just. And you know, it really is sad to see that a lot of young people nowadays get told that you can't do something and get told that there's a lot of things that they're just not good enough to achieve. And I think like Jamie, I was one of the fortunate few that really had parents that pushed me and made sure that I was pushing my limits all the time. Because it really is, it's and I've seen now in my life, I mean, I'm 25 years old, and it's really when things are going tough, and it's really when you're tired, like you say, Jamie was finished with cricket and he would put in that extra hour of work. It's really that sets you apart from the rest.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
So let me ask you, what was that moment for you when you had to pretty much sit down at that crossroads and think, you know what, I could choose the easy way, but I'm going to rather challenge myself and push myself out of my comfort zone and take the road less traveled?
Well, I have those T-roads moments all the time. When you challenge yourself a lot, you have those crossroad moments all the time.
Yeah.
And again, it is about stay back, think of what is happening in front of you, accept the challenge and sort it out.
It's true.
That is one of things of business. If you work for yourself and you're an entrepreneur, there is never office hours.
Yeah.
So you work 7 days a week. You make sure that the businesses that you are start doing, is a profitable business. And in today's time, it is very important to hustle with more than one thing. It's not only to be set on one thing, but to do different things.
It's true.
And at the end of the day, it will make a huge difference in your financial outcome.
It's true.
And where it can go. And that is, if